What's up guys, Protagonist here, and today I'll be doing a brand new deck profile on the Oracle Think Tank Battle Sister deck from my friend YuanSaga. All credit goes to him, and I really want to thank him for lending me his deck for deck profile, because it is really hard to find this best waifu deck. So I used to play Battle Sisters, but right now I actually don't have access to many cards, and thankfully he has a lot of awesome cards in this deck. So let's begin the deck profile, and of course I'll have my friend here YuanSaga, so that he will, if I have some questions, I will ask him. So, for the great trees, we play 4 copies of
Battle Sister Madeline.
So, Madeline is a very interesting card because it's one of the very first strike breaks that Battle Sisters received.
Actually, it's the first one, so...
Yeah, it's the first one. So, because I'm actually wishing that Battle Sister got a right strike break. Since today, most of the format today, we are actually striding all the time. So, strike break is perfect for that effect. So, whenever you perform strike on her, so you strike the very
But you must strike a Battle Sister's strike unit, then it will activate.
Alright, so you have to strike a Battle Sister strike unit. So, for example, her. So, when you perform strike, you can you gain an effect. Basically, when this... Sorry, what's the effect?
The effect is choose one of your rear guards and it gets the effect. Whenever the rear guard... give me a minute. So, whenever the rear guard attack doesn't hit, you pay the cost of Soul Blasting 1, and then you can unflip, you can counter charge basically. So it's good because you have a lot of counter blasting opportunities in this deck, and you want to unflip as much as possible.
Yeah, and think about this, it gives you ultimate pressure, because when you strike into her, when the attack hits, you can draw a card, and if your attack doesn't hit, you can counter charge 1, which you can pay for other cards to draw more cards. So in a way, whether the attack hits or not, you're still going to plus anyway. And let's not forget that Battle Sister still has many effects built in on their own. So this card's a really amazing card for Battle Sisters right now. So her first skill is GB02. GB2 is Count Blast 1 Battle Sister. During your opponent's end turn, if you have 3 or less hand size, you can draw 1 card. Very, very good, because you can use a GB2 skill during your opponent's turn. Because nowadays, most of the strike break skills of GB2 won't really be used. For example, Odd Mouse plus 5k, you won't be able to use it as much unless you fail the strike, which is unlikely, because nowadays there's so many G units for you to utilize. So this is a really great skill. Just in case you are in a pinch, you can always use a skill to draw 1 free card. So that's a great treat. That's the first 4. Next up, this is a very old card from EB07, one of my favorite art.
Yeah, this unit is called Battle Sister Parfiat. In Parfiat, Parfiat is a French word.
Yes, Parfiat. So she has Limit Break 4.
Limit Break 4, when you have 4 or more hand size, this unit gets 3000 power. If the attack hits, you can draw a free card.
Yeah, nice. So basically, early game, if you have stuff like the Limit Enabler, you can actually pull off an early game draw, because early game most likely your opponent is not gonna guard this attack, so it doesn't have Count Blast cost. So you basically hit it's a free cost hit, and you can draw 1 free card. Yeah. So that's amazing. Special Count Blast 2 Battle Sister, if you have 3 or less hand size, you can draw 1 card.
Yeah, this is when if you have low on hand size, then if you want to have a Limit Break 4 enabler on the field, and you have this guy, then you activate the effect to get more classes.
Note it says 3 or less, so this skill can help you get into your 4 cards hand size, so they can activate a skill to draw an additional card. So my friend YuanSaga usually uses this card to fight against decks like 7C Rush, Grade 1 Rush, which is amazing because he gains the additional power, so that they have guard more. And while hitting, you get more hand size as well, so you'll be able to guard all the shenanigans that's coming up. So it's a great card. So this is our limit rate option, so that you can fight your 7C Rush. Alright, for Grade 2s, we have 4 copies of Battle Sister Crab. CREP, I think.
CREPE.
Yeah, script. So this is actually a very, very delicious dessert. In Japan, I actually went to eat a lot of it. So yeah. So her skill is Oracle. So you have 5 or more hands and cards, it gains us 2k power. So it's a very, very nice 11k beat 6, so you can solo off your opponent's Vanguards. And second skill is whenever this unit attack hits the Vanguard, you can E-Special Count Blast 1 Battle Sister. And if you control a Grade 3 and above Battle Sister as a Vanguard, you can draw 1 card. Very, very good, because pressure. Your opponent hits. If you hit your opponents, imagine you have this, gain the 10k power. Oh my god, do you want to guard that 20k, or let me draw 2 cards off the bat, which is a very, very good card.
Draw 2 or unflip 1 if you have Madeline.
Yeah.
So it's very awesome. It's just a super awesome card.
So much pressure. So next up we have
Marshmallow.
So Marshmallow attack, when this unit attack hits, you can counter charge 1 and soul charge 1. So it's a very good card as well. So combined with your strike break and more pressure, because either what your opponent does is gonna counter charge anyway, and the counter charge can be always used for more stuff like the other strikes you have. You can draw more cards, which is so good. Alright, so next up we have 3 copies of
Coquelette.
Coquelette. So basically, you really know all the effects. I don't even know the name. I just called Battle Sister.
So Coquelette's effect is Counter Blast 1. If you attack hit the Vanguard, review the you can look at the top card of the deck. If it's a Battle Sister in name, which is like 95% of the deck or something.
And Psychic
but no, either in Psychic Bird and Lozenge Makers. Yeah. So you can basically pull off any draws, shenanigans against your opponent, but you must show the card to the opponent so that he will be able to know what is in her hand, like roughly.
So that's pretty much Counter Blast 1, draw 1 lah.
Yeah.
Then it's very short Counter Blast 1, draw 1.
Yeah.
Amazing. So good. So that's the grade 2s. Now let's go into grade 1s. 4 copy of Lemonade. Okay, this is the only one I know, don't ask me why. Lemonade. So Lemonade, when this unit is placed on the Vanguard circle, you get Soul Blast 2 if you do, and you control Oracle Vanguard, you can counter charge 2.
Yes.
So it's very good because counter charge means more pluses with your draw powers, such as
Meteor, or if you have low hand size, then Kamu Susano.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you can even use the Wagahirume also, because your soul will be so big that you can basically you can draw the top card and then put like a heal trigger or something back at the top card, so you can free heal or something.
That's true.
Yeah, that's like a very awesome ability to tutor in this deck that no one will even expect.
So next up we have 4 chocolates. Basically it's just a Battle Sister perfect card, because imagine you Battle Sister, so add a chocolate to your hand, whoa, plus. You can protect the next attack. So very good. So what's this?
Battle Sister Syrup.
Syrup. Oh.
Yeah.
I think they're running out of names.
No, but it's still
cool.
it's still a food name though. And Syrup is whenever you boost a unit, you may soul charge. So you can choose to soul charge, or you can choose not to soul charge.
Yeah, just in case.
7k.
Yeah, just in case. YuanSaga says to me, he told me that if you're decking out, try not to soul charge so much because you don't want to deck out. This deck decks out quite often, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and what's the soul used for in this deck? Mostly for
medallions.
And Lemonade, right? For
Medallion,
cycle counter charge.
Medallion, Lemonade, and even Wagahirume also, because Wagahirume is Counter Blast 1 and Soul Blast 1. You need a Soul Blast, and Wagahirume specifically say you need 6 or more souls in order to activate the effect.
Interesting. So, 3 copies of
Lollipop.
Lollipop. So it's a Limit Enabler, as I mentioned. So 1 copy of Cocoa. So Cocoa's skill is when this unit is placed on the Vanguard circle or Rearguard circle, so early game, if you are riding it as a Vanguard, you can always top deck. Oh shit, it's a crit, sweet, so I'm going to leave it there. Check that crit. Wow, nice. You know, early game rush.
Or if you are first turn, or you are the first one to do it, or you check, oh, it's a heal, never mind, I shall put at the bottom, just eat the damage or something.
True.
Yeah, it's like to prevent your heals from going wasted or
Correct,
something.
it's true. Really. 1 copy of her. So it's
very awesome card to tutor in this deck. It's basically a tech card. It's really, if you get it, you get it. You don't get it, you don't get it. Just,
So let's go on to our trigger units. So this deck actually doesn't play draw, because draw might actually deck you out. So 4 copy of this. What's Muffin does?
What Muffin do is, you return this card back to the deck, and you can give a Battle Sister unit 3k, and
Oracle.
if after that unit attacks Oracle, Flip 2.
Flip 2. Ooh, nice.
So it's free cost Battle Sister, but you must have a Battle Sister Vanguard in order to give it the second effect.
I see. So basically it's a guarantee lah, because your whole deck versus the Vanguard.
Yeah.
Nice, very good. Free counter charge. It's always nice. So next up is Force Psychic, one of my favorite cards. You know, back then when I see my opponent like to cut me foil, right? He tanks on that foil, just draw off that foil and crit his face. Yeah.
But now Battle Sister, now Psychic Bird has 4, so if you want to like maybe tease your opponent a bit,
it's from the new foil pack, right?
Yeah, no, it's in this set.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
There's a new version of Psychic Bird here, which is a cooler Psychic Bird.
It's triple rare.
Yeah, it's triple rare, and somehow you only get 4 to 5 pieces per carton.
Oh, it's quite rare actually.
Yeah.
So we play 12 crits because draws will actually deck you out quite often. And
this crit is also called Ginger, so
Ginger,
just for your information.
Yeah. 4 copies of Magus, Lozenge Magus,
yes.
Misaki's favorite card.
Yeah.
So what she does is when boosted, she can gain a 3k power and shuffle back into deck. Good for recycling those few triggers you want to check later on. And of course, she's just there for your generation guard, which is very important in this meta. Right. So last off, we have 1 copy of the starter.
A compote.
Compote. Never heard of that snack before. So
It's not a snack. It's basically some kind of cake which have a fruit topping.
now I guess I know why you like to bake already.
Yeah. This is one of my.
You know all the things.
Yeah.
Yes, nice. Yeah. So basically, it's activate counter blast 1, put in the soul. Look at top 3 cards of the deck for a battle sister and add it to your hand. So it's very good, very basic skill, useful in all situations.
One thing I have to say about compote is it's better than waffle because waffle
core, right?
is a force core unit, while compote you can tutor it back to your hand.
Imagine adding this to your hand, right?
Yeah.
Wow, it's the best thing ever. I know last time I use waffle, right? I didn't get her. Man, I just caught her. But no choice.
Yeah.
Right, so
The pros and cons of using waffle, and the reason why I use compote over eclair is eclair is a grade 3 searcher.
yeah, correct.
Which you have to get a grade 3, but this guy you don't need to get a grade 3.
It's anything.
You can just grade 2 rush your opponent over again and
True. Yeah, early game grade 2, right? He doesn't even have the GB1 skill, I just realized.
he's supposed to pop for crit.
Yeah. So okay, so let's go on to our G units. So G units, we play 4 copies. What's
Of
the name?
Miriel.
Miriel. So
I
she's
don't know
one
what
of
is this.
the
I don't know what's this in French, but apparently it's some kind of cake-like dessert which has a shortbread base or something like that.
So how do you find this card? Very good, right?
Very awesome.
Like makes Battle Sister so much better right now.
Even if you fight against Nubatama, right?
Yeah.
If you have 10 cards in your hand, you can choose up to 3 cards and bind. You'll be like,
It's still 7K.
I put 3 lozenge makers in my hand and 1 octagon makers in my hand, or something like that. If you play octagon makers, which is very good. Otherwise, if you play against other deck like Great Natures, your hand size is bigger than that.
Yeah, true. So basically what she does is she's something like a Sentry Guard Regalia, because she has 2 abilities which is both very good. So activate once per turn, flip up any copy of G, use it face up. So you can actually, if you find some G units you're not gonna use, you can actually just flip them up, or you can flip her up.
Yeah.
So
You can choose not to flip her up, but flip Kamu Susano up.
oh,
Yeah, you can flip him up because he's not that useful in this deck.
I see.
Yeah, either wise, or you can flip her up, or you can flip
Any units
any
up.
units
So
up.
it's very good because it's not so that you can use her 4 times, which is deadly. Most of the time, I bet you just strike her all the time just to kill her. Too strong.
Basically no lah. I strike her like half of the time, and maybe I will like strike something like Waga Hirume just to throw the opponent or something.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, this deck is a skill dependent deck. It's not a very simple deck like Gear Chronicles.
Correct.
Gear Chronicles.
Actually, it's quite complicated though.
Yeah, actually it's not complicated because you can just memorize the thing. Oh, you melon into a water, then a water back into melon, then melon back into a water.
Yeah,
That's the most simple thing. But if you play this deck, it will be slightly complicated because number 1, you have to control your hand size. Number 2, you have to know which unit to attack first.
Yep.
Yeah. Number 3, if you if you are at Miriel, you will try to brute force your way through.
True.
So you have to. This turn is like your Regali turn when you're playing Sentry Guard. As
Correct.
you have to gather as much resources as you can.
Yeah.
Whisper's Gear Chronicle.
Yeah, because her skill basically her Oracle skill basically gives your front row for each card in your hand. For each card in your hand, you gain 1,000 of your front row. So imagine if this deck can easily draw up to 10 cards in your hand. So imagine when he attacks, you're going to get additional 3 more cards.
On a normal basis, you can draw up to 8.
So,
Maybe 5 on if you are unlucky,
Right.
8 if you are normal, and maybe 10-ish if you are just way too lucky.
Yeah,
or
because
something.
the reason why is because of the Yong skill, which is a continuous skill. So even you gain more cards later in the game, it gains even more power. So imagine you pull off skills like some of your other battle sisters, you can actually power up your other rear guards as well. So attack her first, do a trigger check and gain your hand size as well. So yeah.
Yeah, one thing I have to add about Miriel is it allows your columns to become a 15k guard even if you have 5 cards in your hand.
Oh yeah, it's true.
That's
because
a
5
very
cards
very awesome thing because Battle Sister doesn't have a high drop rate power for your opponent's hand. So if your opponent doesn't want to drop, you still get pluses either way.
True.
So it's a double-edged, not double-edged, so it's a single-edged sword that cuts through everything. So
And-
is your opponent drop 15k shield or you plus 2 hand size. If you are lucky, you get a chocolate in your hand.
What to add on to this skill is when those any Battle Sister unit attack hits, you can count +1 to draw 1 card. So there's additional pressure. So it's either your opponent want to guard that 20k shield or just save his hand and you get to draw more cards, which is super awesome. So she's actually really good for Battle Sisters right now. So next up we have 4 copies of
Wagahirume.
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 Wagahirume, okay. Wagahirume, what's the skill?
The skill is the skill is Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, Oracle 5. Flip up a copy of Wagahirume. When this unit attacks, you get to draw the top card and choose any card from your hand to put it at the top card of the deck.
Oh wow, so you can put a crit basically.
Yeah.
Nice. Very
So
good
it's
card.
basically, oh, my opponent got throw everything at it, oh, throw nullify, then oh no, it's a heal. Then,
Yeah, it's
oh
very
no,
tricky.
I'm so sad.
That's true.
Yeah.
This is an amazing card. So this one is
This is the old Kamo Susano. So this is from GBT05, 5, yeah.
Correct.
The effect is flip a copy of Kamo Susano itself face up.
Yeah.
Then it gets the effect when this unit attack hits, you can see the top 2 cards and choose one put to the bottom of your deck. Second effect GB3, all of your units on the field get plus 2000 power.
I see. Fixed magic numbers and attack on hit skill. Not bad. Okay, so let's go on to the new one.
SGR.
Yeah, SGR is amazing. Look at it. It's Japanese words. It's Japanese words, so it makes it super cool. So
Yeah.
what's the effect of super cool card?
This super cool card is firstly, if you strike on Vanguard, you can counter blast 2. If you have 4 or less cards, you can draw up until the number 5. So you can draw 1 card if you have 4, or basically you plus like crazy if you have 1 card. Or you just, for example, in your hand you
Zero hand.
have 0 hand, you use
Draw
Magdalene skill and draw 1, or you don't use Magdalene skill and draw 1, then it's a grade 3, you discard the grade 3, counter blast 2, you draw 5 cards. in
Yeah,
that turn.
man, it's amazing.
And it straight away activate his Oracle's effect. But the good thing about his Oracle effect is a continuous Oracle effect like CEO Amaterasu. So basically what it does is Oracle 5, if you have 5 or more cards in your hand, this unit get 5k1 crit. So if you don't have 5 cards in your hand, the effect is automatically cancelled for now until you have 5 or more cards.
So it's a very good surprise. When you do a trigger check, if your hand, okay, before that you may not have the crit and 5k, but if you trigger check and so if you do a dry check and you have 5 cards in your hand, suddenly you gain a crit. What's amazing is like built-in crit out of nowhere. So you can actually scam your opponent with that. Your opponent you don't have a 5k1 crit one. So when you trigger check, oh, it's 5k1 crit. Nice.
Yeah, or you,
So basically you gain additional 5k, so it's as if you check a free trigger like that.
yeah. Or basically, if your opponent decides to no guard this for I don't know what reason, and you drive check crit, you can give crit power, and crit power. If you have 2 cards in your hand, then your Vanguard is like, 4 crits. Then, I have 5 cards in my hand, there's another crit, so it's 5 damage.
That's
so
true.
he cannot survive 5 damage in
Yeah,
that
no
turn.
one survives 5 damage. So this one is a very new card from this character booster. So when this, basically Oracle, when this unit attack hits the Vanguard, you can draw 2 cards, choose one of them, shuffle it back to your deck, is it? Or,
Choose one of them, put in your hand, the other shuffle into the deck.
then after you can sound charge 1, soul charge 1. So it's a very, very good card because back then the bird one that we gotten is the rare one.
The dragon.
It's a dragon, okay.
Yeah.
So basically you have the first skill without the contract soul charge 1. So it's a very, very good card. But you have to flip on 1 card face up. So you can flip on any card face up in your G zone. Yeah, so it's a very, very good rare card in our opinion. So you should play it over dragon. So now we go on to our G Guardians. A very, very new G Guardians we have is basically CEO Amaterasu actually became a G Guardian. Very nice because finally CEO Amaterasu will always be with us as well. So when this unit is placed on the Guardian Circle and you have 4 or more cards in your hand, it's a 25k shield. So it's pretty much instant one heal trigger to block off your opponent's Vanguard potentially. So it's a very, very good card, save a lot of cards in your hands. So when this unit enters the Guardian Circle, you can soul charge 1, and then you can look at the top of the deck and choose to put it at the top or bottom. So imagine check a heal trigger. Nice, you're gonna stay there. No guard. Woo! Left you.
Yeah.
Best group.
Or another tip, if you are playing against a crossover dragon deck,
Yeah.
if you use Amaterasu's skill and then the attack pass, and if it's a huge trigger, it's a huge trigger, and then your chrono jet cannot. You just got 10 for the chrono jet.
Correct. So it's very good.
It's really good and amazing. So.
Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed I hope you guys enjoyed my friend's YuanSaga's deck profile on his Battle Sister deck. Be sure to add me on Facebook and subscribe to our channel. Peace out and love you guys. One more second, 2 minutes, 20 minutes. Yes, ad revenue. Bye.